Welcome to Matt Dudes channel. Another video ang prepare ko para sa inyo. This is about quadratic functions in general form. Review muna natin yung difference ng linear equations from linear functions. Linear equations, ito yung general form ng linear equations. Ax plus b equals c. A, B, and C are real numbers and A is not equal to 0. Yung A lang ang hindi pwede maging equal to 0. Yung C pwede maging 0. Ayan. Ax plus B equals 0. Pwede rin maging 0 yung B. Example, 5x minus 8 equals 7. Ngayon, ito ang general form ng linear functions. Ax plus by equals c. Ganon din, a, b, and y are real numbers. Example ng linear functions ay yung slope-intercept form. Yung y is equal to mx plus b. And ito yung example talaga, 5x minus 8y equals 7. Pansinin nyo yung pinaka-last examples. Sa linear equations, 5x minus 8 equals 7. Sa linear functions, 5x minus 8y equals 7. So, sa linear equations, isa lang yung variable, x lang. Sa linear functions, dalawa ang variables, x and y. Ito naman ang difference ng quadratic equations sa quadratic functions. A review on quadratic equations. Ang general form ay ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Then, examples, x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Dito sa x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 0, ang a ay 1. Yung coefficient ng quadratic term is 1. Yung b, coefficient ng linear term, 3, positive 3. Tapos yung ating constant term ay negative 10. Another example is 3x squared minus 75 equals 0. So, dito, ang a natin ay 3, ang b natin ay 0, kaya nawala yung x, tapos ang c natin ay negative 75. Ito naman yung quadratic functions. If f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, almost the same lang sila, kaya lang yung quadratic equations equals 0, dito hindi. F of x. Yung f of x is equal to y. Kaya pwede nating i-replace ng y yung f of x. Ayan, y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Itong dalawang ito ang general form ng quadratic functions. At ito ang examples. Y is equal to 3x squared minus 4x minus 5. And f of x is equal to x squared plus 4x minus 12. In quadratic function, the independent variable is x and is on the second degree. The graph of a quadratic function is called a parabola. The parabola is either open upward or open downward. Consider the relation that any integer has its corresponding square. So, yung first column ay x, yun yung integer. Tapos, yung square of the integer, x squared. Kung ang integer natin ay negative 2, ang square ng negative 2 ay 4. So, ang x natin dito ay negative 2, tapos yung x squared ay 4. If the integer is negative 1, square of the integer is 1. Kasi negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. And if the integer is 0, the square of 0 is 0. If the square of the integer, no, if the integer is 1, the square of 1 is 1, still 1. And if the integer is 2, the square of 2 is 4. Yung x, yun yung gagawin nating y, tapos yung x squared, yung kabilang part ng quadratic function. Gawin natin sa horizontal, kasi parang vertical yung first table natin, gagawin natin vertical, horizontal. Ayan. If x is equal to negative 2, then yung y, since y is equal to x squared, i-substitute natin sa x yung negative 2, negative 2 square is equal to 4. So, ang y natin is 4. If x is negative 1, negative 1 square is negative 1 times negative 1, 1. And if x is 0, ang y natin ay 0. Kung ang x natin ay 1, ang y natin is 1. Kung ang x natin ay 2, ang y natin ay 4. Ayan. So, ang quadratic function natin dito is y is equal to x squared. Ipa-plot natin sa Cartesian plane yung mga points. Kasi meron tayong x, meron tayong y. Mga ordered pairs. So, yung unang ordered pair natin ay negative 2, 4. Ang x ay negative 2, ang y is 4. Another term nga pala sa Cartesian plane is the rectangular coordinate system. So, negative 2, 4. Ito yung point na yan. Ayan. Tapos, negative 1, 1. Ayan. 0, 0. By the way, 0, 0 is the origin. Ayan. Yung 0, 0, yun yung point of intersection ng x-axis tsaka ng y-axis. Yung horizontal line is x-axis and yung vertical line is y-axis. So, yung 0, 0 ay nasa origin. 1, 1. Ayan. Tapos, 2, 4. I-connect lang natin ang mga dots para ma-form natin yung parabola. Yung graph ng y is equal to x squared. Naka-open siya upward. So, itong example 1 natin, ang ating quadratic function ay y is equal to x squared. Gumamit tayo ng table of values bago natin green up. Example number 2, y is equal to negative x squared. Kanina, yung example 1 is y is equal to x squared. Ngayon, yung x squared naging negative. Ito ang gagamitin nating values ng x, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. Yung values ng x ay independent. So, pwedeng ibigay ni teacher, pwedeng kayo magbigay. Tapos yung y, isosolve natin. So, kung ang x ay negative 2, ang y natin ay negative 4. Kasi yung x natin, negative 2. So, may square yon. Negative 2 square is positive 4. Pero may negative siya sa labas kasi naka-parenthesis yung negative 2. May parenthesis sa labas. May negative sign sa labas ng parenthesis. So, negative 4. Tapos, kung negative 1 ang x, negative 1. Kung 0 yung x, ang y natin ay 0. Kung ang x natin ay 1, ang y natin ay negative 1. At kung ang x natin ay 2, ang y natin ay negative 4. I-graph natin. I-plot natin yung first coordinates, yung first ordered pair, yung negative 2, 4. Ayan, yung negative 2, negative 4. Tapos, negative 1, negative 1. Ayan. 0, 0, the origin. 1, negative 1. 2, negative 4. So, ito ang graph ng ating function na y is equal to negative x squared. So, kung positive yung x squared, kanina, naka-open siya upward. Ngayon, naging negative yung x squared, naka-open siya downward. Let's go to example number 3. Ayan. Ito ang binigay ko ng values ng x, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. By the way, yung quadratic function natin ay y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 4. So, if x is 0, the value of y is 4. If x is 1, the value of y is 1. If x is 2, the value of y is 0. If x is 3, the value of y is 1. And if x is 4, the value of y is 4. Now, plot this on the number line. Plot the points in the number line. So, first point is 0, 4. 0 yung x, 4 yung y. Nasa y-axis siya. Ayan. Tapos, 1 yung x, 1 yung y. Ayan. Tapos, 2 yung x, 0 yung y. 3 yung x, 1 yung y. Tapos, 4 yung x, 4 yung y. Ayan. I-connect na lang. Ayan. Ang parabola natin ay opens upward. Kasi, positive yung coefficient ng ng quadratic term na x squared. And this is the example number 4. Y is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4. Ito ang mga given na values ng x, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. Si Sir na siguro magbibigay ng mga values ng x kasi pag sa inyo manggagaling baka masyadong malaki ibigay nyo. No? Malaki na yung Cartesian plane na gagawin nyo. So, ang values ng x ay negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. Kung ang x ay negative 4, ang y mo ay 4. Kung ang x mo ay negative 3, ang value ng y mo ay 1. Kung ang value ng x mo ay negative 2, ang value ng y mo ay 0. So, if x is negative 1, y is equal to 1. And if x is 0, the value of y is 4. Isa-substitute mo lang yung value ng x sa x, sa function. Tapos isosolve mo for y. At yan yung mga lumabas. I-plot natin sa Cartesian plane. Negative 4, 4. Ito yung negative 4, 4. Ayan. Nasa quadrant 2. Tapos negative 3, 1. Ayan. Tapos negative 2, 0. Negative 1, 1. Tapos 0, 4. Ayan. I-connect ang dots. Ayan. Para mabuo yung parabola. Ang parabola ay naka-open upward. Kasi yung quadratic term natin ay positive. Greater than 0. If a is greater than 0, naka-open siya upward. If a is less than 0, naka-open siya downward. Ngayon, paano natin malalaman kung quadratic function yung nasa table? If we have a table of values, how do we know if the table represents a quadratic function? Halimbawa, ito, no? Yung values ng x ay negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. And ang value ng y ay 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. Paano natin malalaman kung nagre-represent ito ng quadratic function? Kunin natin ang differences in x. The greater value minus the smaller value. So dito, mas malaki yung value ng 0 kaysa sa negative 1. So yung negative 1, mas malaki ang value sa negative 2. Kaya yung nasa left, nasa right minus nung nasa left. So una, 0 minus negative 1. Hindi hindi 0 minus 1. 0 minus negative 1. The difference is 1. Tapos negative 1 minus negative 2. Ano ang difference? 1 pa rin. Dapat alam nyo na yung mag-subtract ng integers. Change the sign of the subtrahend to opposite, then add. Kaya yung negative 1 minus negative 2, magiging negative 1 plus positive 2. Kaya 1 ang sagot. Tapos, negative 2 minus negative 3, 1 din. Tapos, negative 3 minus negative 4, 1 din. Ayan. So, pare-pareho dapat yan. Tapos, kunin din natin yung first differences in y. Kasi sa y, merong first differences, merong second differences. Kunin muna natin yung first differences. Yung 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is basic 3. 1 minus 0, basic din. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus 1, complicated na yan. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Then 1 minus 4 is negative 4. Yan yung, negative 3 pala. Yan yung first differences in y. Tapos kunin natin yung second differences in y. Dapat para maging quadratic function yung nire-represent nitong mga values na to, dapat yung second differences ay equal. Pare-pareho lahat. So, 3 minus 1 is 2. 1 minus negative 1 2. Negative 1 minus negative 3, 2. Since pare-pareho lahat 2, nagre-represent ito ng quadratic function. In a quadratic function, equal differences in the independent variable x produce equal second differences in the dependent variable y. So, yun. Dapat pare-pareho yung second differences in y para maging quadratic function. This is the second example. This is the table. So, una, kunin natin yung first differences, yung x, differences in x. So, una, 2 minus 1, 1. Pangalawa, 1 minus 0, 1. Pangatlo, 0 minus negative 1, 1. Kasi change the sign of the subtrahend to opposite. Yung negative 1 magiging positive 1, tapos add. Kaya 0 plus 1, 1. Negative 1 minus negative 2 is also 1. Second differences, first differences in y. 54 minus 36, 18. 36 minus 22, yan yung 14. 22 minus 12, 10. 12 minus 6, 6. Yan. Kunin natin yung second differences in y. 18 minus 14. 4. 14 minus 10. 4. 10 minus 6. 4. So, pare-pareho yung second differences nila. Kaya yung table na yan, yung mga numbers, nagre-represent yan ng quadratic function. Hanggang dyan lang muna. Thank you for watching this video. Bye!